Hey, it's your girl Kalisha, and I am the opinionated Sagittarius, also known as Vibe with C on YouTube and at New Girl C on Instagram. Follow my other platforms to keep up with me. Here, I give my unwarranted opinions on social topics and overall life in general. Here, we follow the three R's: real, raw, and raunchy. So, if you like what you hear, make sure you subscribe and tune in weekly. Now, today I'm starting my new. Oh, yo, I'm nervous. So give me some time to adjust. I don't have my stand for my microphone. If y'all follow me on YouTube, which I'm sure that's where y'all hear from, y'all will know I have been going through a crisis. When I say crisis, I mean a crisis. But I'm not gonna talk y'all ill off about that on this podcast because this podcast is not about basically my life in general. That's what my YouTube channel is about. So soon y'all will be getting story time on everything that's been going on and everything just in general. It's just been so much, y'all. So anyways, yes, y'all, I'm so nervous. It's just I'm talking on the microphone. I'm holding the mic with my hand. I don't have my stand with me. My stand is actually at my apartment. I'm to my grandmother's house right now, so y'all just have to bear with me. I hope the sound don't sound crazy. I bought a microphone. I like the way it sound, y'all. I love the way it sound. It sound crisp, and y'all already know my problems with my a few of my old videos with the audios on with the audio on my channel. So really on this podcast, I really just want to get into basically, talking about like I said, social topics, stuff that you see on the shade room, even though I had to unfollow all the blogs, but stuff you see all on social media because even if you unfollow the blogs, you're gonna still see everything everywhere because everybody posts the same stuff. So what's the point? If you follow one blog, you're gonna follow 30. You might as well follow 30 because they all post the same thing. So I guess I could kind of, well, that's kind of pertaining to me, but I guess I could kind of get into that in this episode. So, um, really, I had to, y'all, for my mental health, unfollow all the blogs. So I have a backup Instagram, and or I will get on that every once in a while, and like the shade room may pop up. I didn't unfollow it on that Instagram, but on my main Instagram and at New Girl See, I just cannot follow the shade room. I used to follow the shade room. Hollywood Unlocked is so toxic too. Spiritual Word, I used to love them. It's just they real toxic. And the neighborhood talk, that's the main blogs I followed. Y'all know I follow the black blogs. I didn't really get into none of the like white blogs. I don't know, I don't really understand all that. So that's the main blogs I follow personally. I'm sorry if y'all hear smacking. I'm just really getting used to this mic, so bear with me. But yeah, so I just had to unfollow the blogs because y'all, it was just so toxic. Like, I definitely unfollowed the blogs. It was day after Biden and Harris got into the White House because I'm like, okay, I understand everything that's going on with the world. I understand that Biden and Harris have done some problematic things. I completely understand that. I'm not down on how anybody feel, and the woke people that really know everything about everything, I'm not down on what y'all know and everything, but I mean, can we accept and be happy for this win? Like, okay, we couldn't celebrate the win because the podcast. So I'm sorry, y'all, but the blogs kept on posting. People on Twitter with their opinions. Twitter is so toxic, but I kind of like Twitter, but Twitter is a real toxic platform, and they kept on posting things about, I don't know why y'all happy, black people, y'all so ignorant being happy that Biden is in the White House. He ain't no better. Well, let me tell you something. He is a good amount better than Trump to me, in my personal opinion, and to a lot of people. And now that we have the orange pill out of the office, hopefully things will turn around. I kind of identify as almost independent, but I'm way more towards the Democrats. We have a Democrat in the White House. The Senate, I'm sorry, y'all, I keep tripping over my word, but the Senate is now Democrat. Why can't we just accept that and be happy for once? It's like those people that always, it's like always got to be negative. Like, you can't be happy. Like, I don't know what, I didn't formulate this episode. I didn't write this episode down, but I just the expression of religious, okay, we trying to celebrate something, it may not be much, and a lot of people like to be like, oh, y'all just tolerating bare minimum. What can we do? The only two people that we could have voted for was Trump or Biden. If we voted for anybody else, we was throwing our vote away. So yes, I did vote for Biden. You think I'm not gonna vote and waste away a good vote that our ancestors fought for? And you think I'm gonna sit by the wayside and let Trump win? I'm not about to vote for, say, Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders was not one of the main running mates. It was between Trump and Biden. If I voted for Bernie Sanders, my vote would be in the trash. Yes, I would love Bernie to be in the White House, but guess what? That's not up to me. This is the world that we live in. And I don't want to get into pocket into politics because I'm not the biggest politics person. Like, I'm not a politician. I don't like listening to that and talking about that. But I just wanted to get that out, and that's really the reason I unfollowed the blogs. It's just because, dang, we can't celebrate nothing without y'all like really dampening it. And I understand that they have negative people, but in the blog comments, like, have y'all seen the shit? I'm not gonna say have y'all seen. I know y'all seen the shade room comments and all the negativity and everything that's spewed out on, that blog. And it's not that particular blog because, like I said, I unfollowed all the blogs. But it's like people that know nothing about nothing. Oh, let's see someone in the shade room, and somebody could be looking beautiful. They could be happy. It could be a picture of a baby, and somebody that's gonna have something negative to say. Like, how are you that miserable in the inside of you to talk down on a baby? I don't get it. So ignorant, so toxic, and it's like the blogs fuel it because they'll take a picture of somebody and say that person hair is toe up. They'll take a picture of somebody and they'll be like, okay, look at this person look at this person with their new hairstyle. Roommates, how y'all feel about it? And you already know that all the people in the comments is about to be talking down on them like a dog. Like, where's the point? And y'all pretending like, oh, we just giving them love. And that's why, I understand what Cardi B was coming from back in the day when she was saying that, like, oh, I don't want the shade room to post me. I was like, you're a celebrity, of course they go post you. But I completely understand where she coming from now. Like, the blogs are so toxic, and they do it on purpose. Obviously, it's on purpose. I mean, that's their job, to be messy. Inserts that clip of Jocelyn calling, what's her name, the one that do the Love and Hip Hop reunions, message. She said, "You're a blogger." She said, "No, I have a journalism degree." She said, "You write for the blogs." Period. Because I mean, I get it, and I'm never discrediting people with journalism degrees because they do work hard. I know it has to be a lot of work finding stuff all over and you know being up to date on all the topics because a lot of the times I don't know nothing until the blog's posted. Like, I know I'm out of the loop right now. I don't really follow much of the blogs, but every time I see something first, like every time I'm in the loop on something, is because the blog's posted. So I'm not discrediting them on that factor of what they do, but on a factor of tearing people down and knowing that they have such a negative, toxic fan base that will tear people down, so they're extra messy on purpose to fuel their fans to just continuously knock people down. Is really just, it's frustrating, and that's why I had to just unfollow them for my mental health. I already been kind of going through a lot of things mentally, so it's just, certain things like icing on the cake. Like, it's easy for me to just not look at the comments, but no, it's not easy to not look at the comments because you already know they're gonna have certain comments on things, and you just, of course, we all have curious minds, like, let's see what people think about this, and then I go, and then my hopes is just completely shattered because people are gonna be ignorant. So instead of just trying to not look at the comments when I know I'm gonna look at the comments, I just had to completely unfollow all the blogs for my sanity. So I know that was a long tangent about why I unfollowed the blogs. That was a long explanation, and I got into politics and everything, but that just was my reasoning. I mean, I know a lot of people that refuse to follow blogs, and I understand now. I didn't get it at first when people was like, oh, I hate the shade room, this and that, and I'm like, the shade room is a pretty good blog, and their workers, I know that them people do work hard, but it's just the toxicity. What's that word, toxicity? Y'all gonna have to bear with me. But yeah, whatever that word is, it's just so toxic. Okay, getting on to a topic. I really went through my list and I didn't know because I'm trying to figure out how to formulate my episodes, and I kind of want certain topics to relate to other topics. So, starting with this topic on this episode, which don't relate to nothing that I said, but it's something that needs to be talked about. Why do old people think that they can handle you the way that they want to, just because they know that you're not gonna tell them nothing? Now, I wasn't raised to be disrespectful. I might not be the most respectful person, but I wasn't raised to be disrespectful. So of course I'm not. I don't really even cuss no more. But of course I'm not about to just cuss no old person out or be rude to them. Or if I see an old person in the store, if they need help or something, I'm gonna help them. I'm a hold the door open for them. That's fine. But old people thinking that they can handle you crazy just because they old, because they know that you're not really about to go off on them because of their age, is ridiculous. And that's why when they be having certain people that be handling old people, I don't even like, it's like I get it. It's like, people be like, oh, she wrong for that. She talking to that old lady crazy. I get it because I it's like they do it on purpose, that they don't have a filter when they handling you. And it's like they step over your toes on purpose because they just feel like they invincible to the world because they owe and they are owed respect. I'm a I'm a real strong believer in you you give respect and then you get respect. I just butchered that saying, but basically, y'all get what I'm saying. Respect is not given, respect is earned. Why should I have respect for you when you are constantly disrespecting me? And that's with everybody. But I feel like more so with older people, they just feel like, okay, I'm gonna talk to this person crazy. I'm gonna say whatever I want to because I'm old and you should respect your elders and you shouldn't talk to me crazy. No, if you talking to me crazy, I'm sorry. You gonna have to get your grandchild because it's just not about to. This not about what we about to do because you got me messed up. And this topic came from, I saw a girl on Facebook posted. She said one thing for sure and two things for certain. My mama didn't raise a disrespectful child, but I can't stand a grown person thinking they could talk to you. I'm sorry, the handwriting is kind of bad. Not the handwriting, the grammar is kind of bad in it. But she said, um let's see, I'm sorry, I'm gonna start over. One thing for sure and two things for certain. My mama didn't raise a disrespectful child, but I can't stand a grown person that think they go talk to me crazy because they grown. Surprise, I'm grown too. Period. Now I get that we young, like I'm 22. I get that we young, but at the same time, I am not your child. I am not your grandchild. That's even debatable because even your grandparents be trying it, and I feel like sometimes they need to be put in their place too because they really be trying it. They really be trying it, but at the same time, it's your family. Respect your elders. But I feel like, why should you have to be in that place to respect elders that don't respect you? So many times, people look down on because, oh, they going off on an old person. I mean, I don't feel like you should OD and go off on an old person, but they have certain old people that be violating. I don't mean just being like calling you fat and nothing like that, because my great grandmother always do that. I don't get um offended by that. That's fine. I mean, it don't bother me. But when they hard down talking to you like a dog, thinking that they could play on you just because they your elder, I'm sorry, excuse me, but I'm I don't know who you think you're talking to. Like, I'm sorry, like, you're not about to handle me like a dog because I'm younger than you. So just because I'm younger than you, I have to take your abuse because it is abuse. It's definitely verbal abuse. So you hard down going off on me, talking to me like I'm trash, saying that I'm trash, saying certain things about me, saying certain things not even about me to me, and I'm supposed to sit there with my legs crossed and my hands twiddling because you older than me? I think not. Now I'm not encouraging nobody to go and just be disrespectful and to be like cussing out old people. Try your best to ignore it, but they have certain people and they have certain people in my life too that are older and that pick on purpose. They pick on purpose because they know that they're older and they know that, okay, I'm not gonna disrespect you. I don't want to disrespect you. But I feel like it's a double standard, and it's a certain line that you don't cross, because how come you get to disrespect me and I gotta sit there and just eat it? No, I'm sorry. I'm not about to keep doing that. And then they take that as, oh yeah, they not gonna play with me. Oh yeah, da da da. When you are really rude and really disrespectful, and allowing them to constantly do that is letting them know that I could continue treating that person like that because they're not gonna say nothing. So many, especially in the black community, I don't, I'm I have been around white people before. Now, I'm not gonna say all white people, but I have been around white people before where I had a friend. I named her Lily in certain story times. Um, and I would sleep to her house all the time. And say if her grandparents like would talk to her crazy, she was allowed to express herself and say the things that she felt back. And me being younger, I was like, oh my goodness, like look how she talking to her grandparents, she's so disrespectful. When me not looking at, okay, what they said to her was disrespectful too, and she said something back, but it's so disrespectful just because she's younger, you know. So I mean, I get both sides of it because she was a child at the time, but now she's older, and I mean it's no different. So that's it's like it's so toxic in our community that regardless of what an old person do to you, regardless of what they did to you in the past, regardless of how they treat you now, you still have to bite your tongue and can't really express your feelings. That's just like, when your parents, if your parents did something wrong, I'm not apologizing, you the child. So you're not gonna apologize because I'm a child, even though you're wrong. You don't realize that that's feeding toxic and negative energy back onto your child, and so they go continue to pass that down generations to generations. Now I don't have children, but I feel like, and people like, you don't know until you a parent. Of course, I will never tolerate disrespect from, my children, but I'm gonna allow them to voice their opinions. I'm gonna allow them to be like, just it don't have to be in a disrespectful way. And what I'm saying is, you don't have to say in a disrespectful way. You could be like, see, mama, you was wrong. I was trying to tell you this. And they'll just be like, oh, well, I'm the parent. Are you kidding me? So because you're the parent, because you had me and you're older than me, you can't tell me, okay, my bad, I was wrong, I apologize, I'm gonna try to listen to you next time. It's just automatically shut down. Oh well, just because you're wrong, now you're feeling dumb, now you got egg on your face. It's still, oh well, I'm the parent, I pay bills in here. Like, are you kidding me? Like, you don't realize the manipulation and the toxic traits that you're passing down to your children, and your children go pass down to your grandchildren, and they go pass down to your great grandchildren. It's just the toxic energy that people have just because they're quote unquote grown. And really, a lot of grown people I know is really not grown. They're grown by age. Yes, they're working. Yes, they pay their bills, but mentally they are children. They don't have the mental capacity to deal with issues. They box their issues up, they blow up on people. And I'm realizing a lot of traits that was passed down to me from the quote unquote adults in my family that handle themselves like children. And that's not to bash my family, because my family, I feel like I have a good family, but at the same time, it's like, okay, I'm working to pay the bills, da, 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 and mental is on the back burner. Like, oh well, you going through this, oh well, you going through a tough time mentally. Well, I'm going to work every day and I'm paying the bills and I'm this and that. Okay, but I'm over here struggling, not even wanting to, take another breath because I'm the way I'm feeling inside. And you, oh well, like, you a child, suck it up, life is hard. Like, it's like, so this started on one end of the spectrum, but it could turn into so many different avenues, mainly because the toxicity that the adults pass down onto you. And that's why people have generational curses. And that's why I see a lot lately, and I love it. A lot of people my age and younger, they like, okay, we breaking these generational curses. Because, okay, if your grandmother was toxic and didn't talk about things and was like, you know I'm sorry, y'all. If your grandmother had, a nasty attitude, didn't apologize to her children, you know, just was like, okay, I'm paying the bills, I'm whatever, you a child, deal with it. They'll pass down those negative traits on to their child, and them children not understanding that and looking at it like, oh well, I'm realizing now because I'm an adult that adults is always right. They go pass that down on to their children. And I was passed down that a lot by my mama. And that's no shade to my mama. Mama did the best that she could. My mama had me at 18. I'm the oldest child, and I get it. My mama was growing up while she was trying to raise me. So I'm never gonna bash my mama, but I feel like we're responsible for breaking down those things that, you know, are problems. And I feel like a lot of people don't realize that it's problematic. A lot of people don't realize that, thinking that you're automatically right because you're adult is problematic. A lot of people don't realize that, okay, just because you a child and yeah, you are so depressed, oh well, you don't have nothing to be depressed for. You don't gotta work and pay bills, you living here for free. Okay, they have certain things that they may be going through, but just because their problems don't seem significant in your head, they don't exist, they don't matter. A lot of that is passed down on. And when, like, I have certain people in my family that do have issues with depression, and I know I had issues with depression. And a lot of it, I feel like a lot of my family don't really pay attention to that. They like, oh well, especially the adults. When it's younger people, my aunt calling me, she got to call me back. Especially when it's, younger people, they like, what you got to be depressed for? Well, you don't know that a lot of stuff is boxed in on me. A lot of situations that I may deal with, that I may go to school and deal with bullies and people, not liking me all day and messing with me all day, 8 hours a day at school. So I'm depressed about that, and I'm at home and I'm laying in my bed all day because I'm thinking about, I don't even want to go to school tomorrow. The teacher's not doing nothing, I'm frustrated, I don't want to, go to school tomorrow. And then, your parent fussing at you because, why you laying in the bed all day? You need to come clean up. You're trifling. You're this and that. You're this and you're that. So then you go and do that, and you're still getting ragged up on by your parents, and they're not really listening to you. You can't really express to them how you feeling at school. The adults at school not listening to you, and you get into this real dark place, and you get to feeling depressed. And a lot of children go through that, and their parents like, what you depressed for? You don't have nothing to be depressed for. And they don't understand that you just, so much toxic energy is brought into your life on a daily basis, that they don't really understand or really formulate their mind to even care what you may be going through, or why you down in the dumps, or why you may be closed up in your room all day, or laying in the bed all day and not want to socialize or come in the front, or really do the bare minimum of life, because you really just going into a dark mode of depression, and nobody understand. And it's even worse. It's worse, like, it's bad, okay, nobody understand, but it's worse if you express it to somebody and they blatantly like, well, what you have to be depressed for? Like, they don't want to understand, they don't want to get where you coming from. And it's like, dang, like, you been my age before, you've been in my situation before, and maybe not the exact same situation, but you can't even be sympathetic and understand where I'm coming from, understand the things that may affect me that may not affect you, or that you may have never went through. You have maybe never been bullied in school, and your child has been bullied in school. And it's hard to, from somebody like me that has been bullied when I was younger, it's hard to express that to your family. And like I said, I don't want to bring my channel back to me, but a lot with me is, which would make me even more depressed, is, so when I was younger, I would kind of get bullied or whatever. And so instead of like taking a bullying, like some people, I turned that into anger. And I like fought a lot. I got in a lot of trouble. I would cut up, I would fight, I would, the teachers looking at me like I'm picking with people, but they don't understand that they done messed with me first, and I'm just defending myself. So I got this chip on my shoulder. I'm kind of mad all the time. I'm like this person that's like, okay, well, what's up? Like, I'm just, I'm looked at as the problem. So I'm the problematic one. So I'm at school and I'm getting in trouble when they not realizing the way I'm acting is reactionary to how everybody treat me, but they don't see that. So now I'm the problem. So I'm the problem at school. They call my mama. My mom see that. Oh, I'm at school cutting up. Da, da, da. I don't really know why. I don't care why. Oh, I'm gonna listen to the teachers before I'm gonna listen to you because you a child and you gonna lie. Is my mama mindset. So then listen to the teacher and I'm in trouble. I'm at home now. I'm miserable at home because my mama get on her phone, do, dial up to the whole family that I'm in trouble. I've been acting up at school. They don't know why I'm acting like that. I don't even do what I'm supposed to do at home. Not realizing that I'm in a deep, dark place. I'm in a deep, dark depression, and you're not even really taking the time to step out and ask me what's wrong and ask me why I'm doing certain things. Now, I'm not saying they don't have bad kids, because they got some bad kids that's just bad. But at the same time, a lot of the times when children act out is because they going through something in their head. They going through something that they've been through that they might not even be comfortable with talking to you about. And it's just so many layers to so many things. And that's what my main problem was when I was younger. Like, so okay, I'm in trouble at school now because I'm reacting to everything that I've taken in. So now I'm at home and my whole family mad at me because I just keep on getting in trouble. I'm this problematic child. My mama got to come to school for me every week. I have a bad attitude now because my mama don't even want to listen to me, and not really realizing what I'm going through or why I've been acting like this or why I'm changing like this into not so much of a good person. You know, and it's like you start to feel real, real, real bad. And some people it turn into depression. Some people they turn to doing bad things. Some people turn to, being in the streets, feeling like, okay, well, nobody really like me at school, nobody really like me at home, my family don't like me. So now I'm gonna turn to people outside that seem like they like me. So then people turn to the streets, people turn to drugs, people turn into so many other things that's toxic and negative. So many women turn codependent and go and deal with a man that really don't love them and that probably abuse them, and that probably use them and treat them badly because they feel like, okay, well, this person really love me because I'm not feeling love at home and I'm not feeling love at school by the people that's supposed to love me. And people don't really realize that. And then you grow up and they be like, oh my goodness, she's so dumb. Look at her, look what she turned into. And you're not realizing, like, oh, I've been the best parent I could have been. I went to work all the time. I worked 3 jobs to pay the bills and da da da. And I made sure that they had a roof to stay under. I didn't keep them in bad neighborhoods, and not realizing, like, okay, a lot of the time children are conditioned in the way that they grow up. So you're not by me all the time. What I'm taking in all day, TV, what I'm taking in all day, people that's outside, what I'm taking in all day, school, the way people treat me at school. And then I get home and I'm not getting that love because, okay, you tired, you depressed. And a lot of parents I know go through a depressive state too, and they don't realize how they push that onto their children. And I know a lot of the times my mama was depressed raising us. My mama raised, well, she had 5 children, but she raised 4 children. She was doing it by herself. None of our daddies was really there, doing it with her. My mama still raising children. My mama still raising my twin sisters. They're young. My mama been up, she got pregnant with me at 17, had me at 18. I get it. I'm 22. She been a mama for 22 years. All her years that she's supposed to be experiencing life and having fun, she's been a mother. She's been trying to grow as a mother, but at the same time, you're not really growing all the time. Yeah, you growing in certain situations, but you're not really growing mentally in certain situations because your mind is still in that place of, okay, I automatically been a child, now I have to be an adult. And you just doing what you think an adult is, but not realizing that you have endured so many different things in life, that you see what your parents taught you passed down to you, you see what your grandparents passed down to you, you see that, okay, I'm struggling, so I mean, I don't have to really look into the way my child feel on the inside in their mind. I'm living to live, and I'm living to make sure things done. I'm living to, okay, I gotta work and the bills paid, and that's it. And my job is 100% completely done now. I'm doing everything that I have to do, and I'm struggling doing it. So why should my child feel like, you know why it's like they look at it as being like you entitled, almost like, okay, you entitled to feeling, you entitled, like how dare you almost feel like you don't have to go to work, you don't have to get up and pay the bills and work a job that you hate. um you don't have to get out your bed in the cold and the rain and go to work. All you have to really do is be a child. And that's how they look at it. So what do you have to be sad for? What do you have to be depressed for? And then how toxic of how I keep, it's like the word of the day is toxic, but how bad of a mindset that is, and that's poisoning that child, and realizing like, okay, nobody really care about the way I feel. And so now you're looking at them as adults and like, how did they turn up out like this? I did everything I had to do. Well, no, you really didn't. And I mean, you can't really blame the parents because that's the way the world is. You do have to work on a daily basis to pay the bills. You saw your parents just go to work and pay the bills, and okay, you a child, you getting this because of them, and so that's it. You don't have to really worry about the mental aspect of raising a child. You don't really have to worry about the way that child may be feeling on the inside. because you have the luxury of just being a child and not having to go out and work and doing all this and that. So I'm really kind of stumbling over my words and crossing over points, but I'm sure y'all understand and get where I'm coming from. I feel like a lot of the toxicity, I don't know how to say that word, but a lot of it is passed down and a lot of it is generational curses. And, realizing that like a lot of problematic things I've learned from my parents, my grandparents, are passed down onto us, and we really want to stop it. And that's not me pointing out nothing bad about my mama, because my mama did what she had to do by herself, period. And I love my mom and I 100% respect her for that. But just like there are certain men, and certain men are breaking generational curses. They never had a daddy, they never had a man figure around in their life, so they don't know what to do. Their girlfriend get pregnant and do bare minimum. They don't be parents. They don't be in a child life. And some of them, oh, okay, I'm on child support. That's it. So you don't visit your child. You don't do nothing for your child because now you're on child support and you feel like, oh, that is doing something for that child. A lot of men are conditioned in that way too, of not knowing how to be parents, and a lot of men are breaking those generational curses because they do have men that didn't have fathers and that are try to be there for their children. They may drop the ball too, but at least they're trying to be there. See, I don't really know how to explain it because I don't know how my daddy grew up. But my daddy wasn't in my life. My daddy would come in sporadically, in and out, in and out, in and out, up until I was the age of 12. And then since still to this day, I'm 22 years old. And that was 10 years ago when I was 12. I never seen my daddy in person ever since. I may have talked on the phone to him 3 or 4 times in them 10 years. He messaged me on Facebook every once in a while. He don't tell me happy birthday every year. And it's like, I don't know how he was really raised, like with his daddy. I know that he had a great mama, my grandmother, rest in peace, mama, my Bertha. But I don't know how he was raised. So I can't really understand, the way that he is. But at the same time, just because of the way you was raised don't mean that you have to be a product of that environment. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. I was about to say sword at that perspective, but I feel like that's why we have to work even harder, 10 times harder, 30 times harder to break those generational curses, because a lot of it, like, you don't even realize. You could be like, oh, I have the best family, I have this and that, and not realizing that your family may have passed down emotional abuse, trauma, all kind of things onto you that you never really took in and really sat with and understood. That's why I feel like everybody needs to go to therapy from child to adult, because you just never know, and certain things live inside of you that you don't even know that you may have dealt with, or that's why you handle situations, or that's why you lash out a certain way. Because I know I'm not perfect. I have a lot of problems, and that's why I definitely want to go see a therapist, because I want to work those things out, and I definitely want to break certain generational curses that have been passed down to me from my family. So yeah, but I know that this topic started off like not letting like older adults disrespect you, but it's still like it all trickled down onto generational curses of how that's just been passed down and passed down and passed down and passed down. That's why certain children, and I don't like getting into this topic, but certain children, I'm not even gonna talk about it. I don't even want to get into it, but I guess I could, since I already started, like certain children, like maybe, okay, looking at it like that. Okay, adults. So say if an adult man touches on a little girl or something like that, the little girl is looking at it. Okay, he's an adult. I'm supposed to respect him. He not doing. It's not even that he's not doing nothing wrong, because you see so many adults in your life like, okay, I'm wrong and I'm the adult, whatever. So you looking at it as like, oh well, like I just need to shut up and take it because I'm a child and they're an adult, and is my point don't matter anyways because I'm a child. I just need to shut up and take it. So many things to grow from just that mindset of, okay, I'm grown, you have to just respect me, and your opinion don't matter. You can't talk to me about how you feel because you a child. What you got to be sad for? What you got to be going through anyways? So I didn't want to get too deep on this topic, but I really, really, really went on a tangent like I always do. But yeah, it's just so many things to brew from that. And the main root of it is, I keep on saying generational curses, just like topic. That's the second word of this episode. But yeah, it's just it's so hard to just dig through, and so many people have problems and trauma and PTSD that they don't even realize that they actually endured being younger. Because okay, my parents did everything that they had to do. They went to work, paid the bills, make sure I had, clothes and shoes and food and basic necessities of life, and not really realizing that okay, a basic necessity of life is also mental health. So I mean, I get it. I get where they're coming from, but I feel like it's us, it's younger people that listen to me. And I feel like it's our job to really break down those barriers. I'm not saying go disrespect no adult. I'm not saying go talk to your mama crazy. I just like, if you realize that your parents may be like, oh, well, I'm an adult and whatever, whatever. I'm not saying overstep them, because then they go look at it as disrespect, and then you gonna be in trouble, because that's how it was a lot when I was younger. But what I am saying is, don't bring that onto you. Don't let that affect you. Like, okay, yeah, you may have to take it in right now, but don't let that affect you for when you older, and don't push that on the younger people around you. Don't push that on your children or nieces and nephews, stuff like that. So that that's just a topic. This topic was so long to talk about and break down, but that's why I chose this one, because it has so many levels to it. And like I said, I was only gonna really get into one topic this episode, and yeah, it took a while. So, anyways, that topic that I just did was kind of deep. I didn't really want to get into a deep topic on the first episode, but like I said, um my motto for the show is the three R's: real, raw, and raunchy. But all episodes not gonna be like this. All episodes not gonna be deep. Not gonna get into sad things. Not gonna get into like serious topics. But some episodes gonna be funny, because of course y'all know I love laughing. That's all I love doing, is laughing, laughing, laughing. So a lot of the episodes gonna be funny. But I just really wanted to give y'all a little taste of what this podcast really is gonna be about, and topics and things that we will discuss on the podcast. And if y'all want to give me topics, y'all can give me topics. I also want to, and I should never said this at the end of it, because a lot of people may stop listening in a certain point, but whatever, y'all listen to the whole thing. Make sure y'all listen to the whole thing. But I'm doing a question tab. I want to do at the end of every episode, answer at least 2 to 3 questions. So y'all email me. I don't think I'm gonna make an email. So if y'all don't ask me for the email, or maybe y'all could DM me on Instagram, and stuff like that. Y'all could DM me on my at thug.nasty Instagram. Oh, y'all could DM me on new girl at new girl C on Instagram too. It don't matter. But I want to answer at least 3 questions per episode. So send as many as y'all want, y'all. As many people send as y'all want. But I just want to get into each like a few questions each episode. Um, this podcast is supposed to launch on Wednesdays. I don't know. Today is Tuesday. I'm recording it, so hopefully I could edit it tonight, and get it up by tomorrow. But I don't think so. I'm sorry, I really want to, but I have to work tonight, and it's almost 9 o'clock, anyways. But I'm so glad that I actually did get it recorded, did get it out, and yeah, let me know your opinions on it. If y'all listen to it, I know you can't really comment. Y'all can leave reviews on Apple or whatever, but I would feel like don't really leave a review until, well, y'all can leave a review on this episode. Leave as many reviews as y'all want to, period. But also DM me on Instagram, comments. I'm gonna try to get this up on my YouTube channel, even though I'm not recording the visuals. I can use the picture as the visual, and I really want feedback, good or bad. If y'all liked it, if y'all didn't like it, the things that y'all liked it, the things that bother y'all, just really let me know. Because like I said, this is really a trial run. I've never did this before, but I just really want this podcast to be successful. This is something that I contributed, not even really. Yeah, I did contribute money into it, because I bought a mic and everything. This mic was like $100. But I'm time and everything, and I just really want to. I know nothing is perfect, but I want to kind of perfect the way I want to formulate this show. So let me know how y'all like it. Let me know what's a good time frame that y'all would like for the episodes to be. To me personally, I would like the episodes to be no less than an hour, between an hour and an hour and a half. So I want my episodes to go up on Wednesday, Wednesdays, like I said, and I want it to be on all the streaming platforms. Like I said, this will be on YouTube, but this not gonna be on YouTube until Friday. So make sure y'all listen to the podcast on the streaming platforms, and then y'all will be able to see the visuals on Fridays. Just not for this episode because I didn't record visuals because, like I said, just I've been going through some stuff lately, but I really wanted to get this recorded for y'all. I've been holding off too long. I've been holding back, but next episode I really want to be formulated, and I just really want, even if I'm over here, I just even want to do the visuals and to have it nice for y'all, and to have the audio good for y'all, to have the audio sound, to have the visuals and everything. So just really let me know. Make sure y'all subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on Instagram. um Please make sure, even if you're on Spotify, if you're on Google, if you're on Apple, they have a little thing at the top where y'all can subscribe to the podcast. Make sure that y'all subscribe. That let me know how many listeners I have. That let me know how many of y'all actually like this podcast. And if y'all really like what I'm doing, so make sure y'all subscribe. And yeah, I love y'all. It's your girl Kalisha, and I'm signing out. See y'all in next week's episode. Love y'all.